When a person feels that they're being blamed, whether that's right or wrong, it's common that they're going to respond defensively. I statements are a simple way of speaking that help you avoid this trap by reducing feelings of blame. A good I statement takes responsibility for one's own feelings while tactfully describing a problem. In this video, we walk through what is an I statement and how to use it and why it's integral when having challenging conversations. Hey there, my name is Laura, founder of Hope Made Strong, where we equip you and your ministry team as you support and care for others in your community. It's natural to want to deflect negative behavior and find fault. We are hardwired for self-preservation and defense. Avoid threat, keep safe, don't stand out, and of course, we want to justify our own decisions because we all know that we're right. But when I say it's natural, what I mean is that it's human nature. It's not exactly helpful. So when there's conflict or we're hurt by someone, we want to point out what they did and why they're wrong. But when we tell them that they're wrong or at fault, they become defensive, and the conversation can quickly unravel into an argument. Both people are now feeling threatened, and they're fully engaged in the fight, flight, freeze, or fawn mode. There are times when we need to talk through an issue, share ideas about how we're hurt, or establish boundaries. So how do you have these hard conversations without placing blame on the person or becoming defensive? First thing is we need to pick the right time to have the conversation, and we talk about that in the video called The HALT'ed State. And in the show notes below, I link to that video. But briefly, HALT stands for hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. And if you're experiencing any of these, this is not a good time to have a challenging conversation. The next thing to do is to use I statements. And I statements identify and take responsibility for your feelings or beliefs while graciously describing the problem. The focus of the conversation is on your feelings rather the characteristics or behaviors of the other person. For example, typically we would say, "Why are you always late and you never come home from work on time?" But by using I statements, the focus shifts from the behavior to your feelings. You can say, "I feel worried when you come home late without calling." I statements allow you, the speaker, to be assertive without accusing the person of problematic behavior. It allows for more positive conversation, and it actually strengthens the relationship. This communication strategy is very versatile. You can use it in the workplace, in your marriage, or even with parenting. Really, any situation where there's a close connection and you need to maintain the relationship, yet deal with the issue that may be negatively impacting you. I statements are not natural to us. It's much easier to say to your children, "If you call your sister that rude name one more time, I'm sending you straight to bed." And it feels a little awkward to say, "I feel sad and disappointed when I hear you say rude words. I enjoy being around people who use nice words." So it can take some practice. The pattern is saying, "I feel," and then describing your emotion, and then "when," and then your explanation. However, no matter how you change the wording, if your tone and body language is still accusatory or agitated, then you will still be sending the message of blame. Make sure you use a soft and even tone. Describing emotions is difficult for most people. If it's not happy, sad, angry, embarrassed, many people don't know how to identify it. So in the show notes below, I've linked to a feelings and emotional vocabulary chart. This is a helpful tool in identifying and naming feelings. So when you're struggling to have that difficult conversation, find the best time using the HALT'ed acronym and use those I statements. And then it's also helpful to use those active listening skills, and I've also linked to that video in the show notes below. Thanks and take care.